Hey y'all, welcome to the MTG Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling, dealing for the world to see. Come on down and join the fun, all out of you to stay. Let it roll, let it roll. Look at skill, let it soul. Tapping with our critters and spells, and when we win, you know we're ringing them bells. From morning till evening, we're never slow. Cardboard cracks the name of the game, you know. Lost in the draw, but we never let go. Playing for pride and the soft southern glow. Decking our hands in a gritty year. Magic together with the folks we hold dear. Welcome to the MTG Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling and dealing for the world to see. Come on down, join the fun and know how you do. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Hey y'all, welcome to the MTG Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling, dealing for the world to see. Come on down and join the fun, all out of you to stay. Let it roll, let it roll. Look at skill, let it soul. Tapping with our critters and spells, and when we win, you know we're ringing them bells. From morning till evening, we're never slow. Cardboard cracks the name of the game, you know. Lost in the draw, but we never let go. Playing for pride and the soft southern glow. Decking our hands in a gritty year. Magic together with the folks we hold dear. Welcome to the MTG Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling and dealing for the world to see. Come on down, join the fun and know how you do. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Hey y'all, welcome to the MTG Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling, dealing for the world to see. Come on down and join the fun.
Hey everybody, where in the heck is my game? Guess I have to restart it. They did have updates. Just bear with me. Maybe it'll load up. We're going to go over the spoilers first, though. There it is. All right. I might end up making the screen dark again while I try to get this working. Just bear with me. Alrighty, let's see. Spoilers. Yeah, just give me a minute, guys. Alright. There they are. Alright, it's the only site that I found the spoilers. Alright. The ones that have the star are special guests. We're not going to have those in standard. The ones with the little owl face on it is going to be standard. That's how we'll be able to tell the difference. Alright, so we got Dairy of Dreams. For 2 mana, when you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a page counter on this artifact. Pay 5, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each page counter on this artifact. So every time you cast an instant or sorcery, your card draw gets cheaper instead of paying 5. Might be able to get that. So if you cast 5 instant or sorceries, this is going to cost nothing. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then we got the Dawning Archeheck. 10 mana 7/7 legendary creature avatar. 7/7 for 10. Oh. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each instant or sorcery card in your graveyard, and it has reach. Whenever Dawning attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Interesting. Almost like, you want to reanimate this, and then you'll be able to reanimate another creature, probably. That's what I would do. It's not terrible, but you gotta have 10 instant sorceries in your graveyard just to be able to cast this. I think it's kind of weak. That's just because you have to have, a bunch of instant sorceries. Next, I'm going to skip the special guest, and we're going to go on to Lumeret's Favor. 2 mana, instant, with infusion. When you cast this spell, copy it. If you gain life this turn, you may choose new targets for the copy. Target creature gets +2/+4 until end of turn. And not terrible. If you gain life, that's +4, +8. Not bad. There's ways to gain life in green. He's a special guest. Graduation Day. 1 white mana with part T ability enchantment, where you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. Not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. And we got Studious First Year for 1 green mana. And this is a new kind of creature. It has Prepared. And there's certain ways you got to prepare a creature. Usually it tells you, while it's prepared, you may cast a copy of a spell. Doing so unprepares it. Okay, how do you prepare it again, I wonder? Well, anyway, this creature has Rampant Growth attached to it for 2 mana. So for a total of 3, you can cast the Rampant Growth. Well, yeah, it's a sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Not bad. Then we're getting these cards back. Which I like that idea. Then we got Withering Curse for 3 mana. It's actually kind of a pretty good board wipe, if you ask me. Can be. But all creatures gets -2/-2 at the end of turn. Has infusion. If you gain life this turn, destroy all creatures instead. So if you gain life, it's a board wipe. If you don't gain life, it's just a -2/-2. Still, not a bad card for 3 mana. Pretty good board wipe. Berta Wise Expolinator for 2 and Simic. 1/4. So 2 and a green and a blue with increments. Whenever you cast a spell, if that's amount of whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on Bertha, add 1 mana of any color. That can be busted a little bit. I mean, yeah, you only get 1 mana. You can put 2 counters on this. You're still getting 1 mana. It's not terrible. Then, later you can pay X into this creature. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. And put X 1/1 counters on it. Not bad. Not too bad for a Simic card. I mean, it's okay. We got Dual Tactics for 1 red mana. Dual Tactics deals 1 damage to target creature. It can't block this turn. So you can make your creatures make one of your opponent's creatures not able to block. It's pretty good, in my opinion. It has flashback for 2. So we're getting flashback cards. Then we got a new land here called Skycoach Waypoints. You can tap it for a colorless, or you can pay 3, tap it. Target creature becomes prepared. So it's a way to prepare your creatures. Again, not bad. Not a bad land. We got Tam Observance Sequencer. 2 green and a blue 4/3. With landfall, whenever a land you control enters, Tam becomes prepared. Now that's easy prepare ability there. And then it has Deep Sight attached to it for a green and a blue. You draw a card and gain 1 life. That's not terrible. Then we got Sennar Unfinished Genius for a blue and a red 0/4. It enters prepared. Tap it to create a treasure token. Activate only if you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. So you have to cast an instant or sorcery before you can cast the sorcery part of this creature. Then once you create that, then once you cast that instant, one of these creatures, if you cast an instant or sorcery, whatever it is on the other side, the creature is unprepared. But anyway, we got Wild Idea attached to this. It's a sorcery. 5 mana. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Not a bad tutor. 5 mana though. Oof. That's pretty bad. I think this card, right now, it's useless. Then we got Luwin, Exchange Student, for 4 mana. Prepared creature, when it enters prepared. Exile a creature and exile a creature card from your graveyard. Luwin becomes prepared. Actually, only as a sorcerer. So to prepare this again, you would exile a creature from your graveyard. You get to, then once it's prepared, you can create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with, whenever this token attacks, you gain 1 life. Gain 1 life when it attacks. 1/1. It's not going to do nothing to turn 5. But by turn 5, you're going to be dead in standard nowadays. So, I don't think it's good. I could be wrong though, but right now I don't think it's that good. With how fast the game is now. Just my opinion. Then we got the Cruel History buff. A red and a white prepared creature. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, Carl becomes prepared. So this wants cards to leave your graveyard. Then it has Pack a Punch, 3 mana sorcery. Mill a card, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. It gains trample until end of turn. Okay, so it wants to put the cards in your graveyard, but it also wants cards to leave your graveyard. It's okay. We got Abigail, Poet, Lucrets, 3 mana, 1 white and black, 2/3, Bird Bard. So it's 1 black and white with flying. And whenever you cast a creature spell, Abigail becomes prepared. So every time you cast a creature, this becomes prepared. Then it has a sorcery for 2 mana, 1 white or black. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So you can buff her up, or you can buff the creature that you just casted. Interesting. Not a bad, this ain't a bad card here. Abigail's not. I think they did a pretty good job with Abigail. That's just my opinion. These are special guests. This is I want to say Mystical Archive. Vampiric Tutor. I'm glad to see a reprint of this. This card is pretty expensive. But I'm glad to see a reprint of it. Especially for my commander decks. We got Wisdom of Ages. For 7 mana. Ooh. Turn all instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Then exile Wisdom of Ages. 4, 5, 6, 7. For 7 mana, you get all your instants and sorceries. You better have more than 7 mana to play those. Otherwise, you're dead. Unless you ramping a lot. Man. Some of these cards that they have made kind of weak because of their cost. With today's standard, it's kind of weak. So far, we get Ilganjo Historian, which is a commander card. It's not standard, so we're going to overlook it. We got Professor Dylan Fell, 2 black and a green Planeswalker. We got 2 Planeswalkers in this set. +2, you gain 3 life. +0, you draw a card, lose a life. Not bad. -3, destroy target creature. -6, you get an emblem with whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Nice. Gain and drain Planeswalker. Yeah. You do it -6 on the very next turn. So once you play this, you do the +2, gain 3 life. It'll be 7 loyalty. Goes back to then on your next turn you do the -6. Still lives. It'll be down to 1 loyalty. And you get that emblem. Not bad. That's a pretty fast Planeswalker there. If it lives. Then we got Pensive Professor, 3 mana, human wizard with increments. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spend is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. And whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on this creature, draw a card. Huh. Pretty good card draw on this professor here. I would use Innkeeper's Talent with this. Or Leonardo. It'll put counters on this. Great card draw. We got Kubid Colony for green and a blue, 1/1 flying trample with increments. An increment is whenever you cast a spell, the amount of mana spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness. You put a 1/1 counter on it. Not bad. It's alright. We got Hardened Academic. 2 mana. A red and a white. Flying, haste, bird cleric, 2/1. Discard a card. This creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. So it wants you to discard and it also wants you to reanimate. Huh. It's okay. Then we got Molten Notes for X, white, and red. Deals damage to target creature equal to the amount of mana spent to cast the spell, then untap all creatures you control. If you just want to untap your creatures, just pay 2 and untap all your creatures. And it is a sorcery, not an instant. Be better if it was an instant, but it's not. It does have flashback for 8 mana. Ooh, 8 for this? Plus you gotta pay into the X. Playable 1 time. I'm not gonna pay 8 mana for this Molten Note. No way. That is a one-time use card, and then after that, flashback's not worth it. Then we got Old Growth Educator, 2 black and green with Vigilance and Reach 4/4 with Infusion. This creature enters, put a 2/1/1 counters on it if you gain life this turn. So if you gain life when you play this, it will enter with 2/1/1 counters on it. So it could come in as a 6/6. It's okay. Does have reach, does not tap. So it's okay. We got Expedition, Tidecaller for 1 blue, 0/2 with Opus. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 3 cards. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, that player mills 10 cards instead. Oof. 10 cards. I like it. Not too bad. Then we got Consolator's Duelist, 4 mana, 2 white and 2 black. 4/3. When this creature enters, draw a card. Each opponent loses a life. Then it's got Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, exile up to 1 target creature, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. By turn 4, you're lucky to be alive. They want to make this set good. They're going to have to ban a whole entire set. I don't know what they was thinking when they made these cards, but they're not good enough for standard. That's just my opinion, though. And I could be wrong. I hope I am. Then we're getting some more lessons in this set. 7 mana, 5 and 2 red. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile cards with total mana value of 4 or greater. You may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana cost. Not bad for a 7 cost spell, sorcery, but you're going to be dead by turn 4/7. If you ain't, you're awful lucky. We got Bioplex, Tombkeeper, 4 mana. When this creature enters, choose up to 1. Target creature becomes prepared, or target creature becomes unprepared. Not bad. We got Joined Researchers, 2/2 for 2, 1 and a white, with First Strike. Beginning of each end step, if an opponent has more cards in hand than you, this creature becomes prepared. Then you cast the Sorcery Scythe for 3 mana. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. I don't like my opponent drawing cards. It's just me. Then we got Grave Researcher, 3 mana, 2 and a black, 3/3. Troll Warlock. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. If there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. It has Reanimate attached to it. For 1 mana, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. Not bad. Not bad at all. You got to, so it comes in prepared. So if you got 3-4 mana, you can put a creature from your graveyard straight onto the battlefield. 4 mana. Not bad, actually. And you cannot cast the sorcery side of these cards, if because the creature has to be on the battlefield before you can cast the sorcery side. Next, we got Landscape Painter for 2 mana, 1 and a blue. This creature enters prepared. Nice. Then for 5 mana, you draw 2 cards. 5 mana just to draw 2 cards? Jeez. That's, to me, that's kind of outrageous. Then we got Stress Dream. 5 mana instant. Stress Dream deals 5 damage to up to 1 target creature. Look at top 2 cards of your library. Put 1 of those cards in your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. A lot cheaper spells than this. Then we got Procrastinate for X and a blue. Tap target creature, put twice X stun counters on it. It's okay. Then we got Spirit's Mascot for red and a white 2/2. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Not terrible. Do I think it's good? No, not really. Then we got Pest Mascot. Another mascot. Okay, it's a Pest 8/2/3 with Trample. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. So it wants you to gain life. It's not in white. Then we got Inkling Mascot. For our whites and a black, Inkling Cat 2/2, repartee. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell that targets a creature, this creature gains flying until end of turn and surveil 1. Not bad. We've got Ral Zerk, guest lecturer, 3 mana, 3/3 planeswalker. 4 abilities. Alright, +1, you get to surveil 2. -1, you get to any number of target players each discard a card. So you make your opponent discard. -2, turn target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Nice. -7, flip 5 coins. Target opponent skips their next X turns, where X is a number of coins that came up heads. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Imagine if you got 5, flip 5 coins. Imagine all 5 of them coming up heads. That's 5 turns that your opponent's not going to have a turn. Wow. All right, that's 7. All right, you're going to have 4 turns before you can do the -7. 4 turns before you can do the 7. Good luck keeping this alive. Good luck surviving the hits. Then we got Quandrix, the proof. 6 mana, 6/6. With Flying and Trample. With Cascade. When you cast this spell, exile cards to the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. You You may cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the exile cards on the bottom of your in a random order. Then, instant and sorcery spells you cast from your hand have Cascade. So it gives all your instants and sorceries that's in your hand Cascade. Not bad. Then we got Prismari, the Inspiration. 5 blue and a red. So 7 mana, 7/7 with flying and ward, pay 5 life. So for 7 mana, 7/7 with ward, pay 5 life. Instant and sorcery spells you cast have Storm. You gotta have a lot of mana for that Storm. I'm not a big fan of the Storm ability. Then we got Silverquill the Disputed. 4 mana, 4/4 with flying and vigilance. And each instant or sorcery spell you cast has casualty 1. It's okay. Then we got the basic land here. Then we're getting half the set of these lands here. These lands enter tap unless you control 2 or more other lands. So you control. So this is your 3rd land. It comes in the battlefield untapped. Otherwise, it's tapped. What's up, Kane Shaker? Then we got Together as One for 6 mana, sorcery with Converge. Target player draws X cards. Together as One deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of colors mana spent to cast this spell. And it's a sorcery. It's not too bad. We got Banishing Betrayal for 2 mana. Turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Surveil 1. Not terrible. We got Heated Argument. 5 mana instant. Deals 6 damage to target creature. You may exile a card from your graveyard. If you do, Heated Argument also deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. 6 damage, 5 mana. 6 damage for 5 mana. Whew. Pretty costly. I'm not going over these leaked cards. We got Oracle's Restoration for 1 green mana. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 to end a turn. You draw a card and gain 1 life. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Like this card here, since it gains you a life, it'll go great with this card here. Because when you gain a life, put a 1/1 counter on it. So you take Pest Mascot, get it on the battlefield. You cast Oracle's Restoration on it. That'll give her +1/+1, and since you gain a life, it's going to get another +1/+1. So it's +1. This is a 2/3. It'll be a 2, 3, 4. 4, 5 for 1 turn. Not bad. Not bad. It's a pretty good card with that. All right, folks. That is it for today on the spoilers. This ain't usually the site I usually go to for the spoilers, but it'll do. All right. And this don't have the cards yet. Usually this is the site that I used to go to for the spoilers because it has a bunch of sets on it. But this site is behind. It does not have any last set it's got on here is a Lorwyn, well, the Turtles. That's it. All right. Let's play some games. All right, let's go to the store, check out the store. There's the new set. Just the play bundle and pack bundle with it. It's about $100 for both of these, unfortunately. For that you can buy a play booster box. Then we got lands. Bloomburrow lands. I didn't get no rewards because I didn't do that. Okay, attack with 30 creatures. Means you can play anything. I'm gonna try something. See if this card is any good or not. Hmm. Okay. Make sure y'all like the stream. Very much appreciate it. All right. Mostly a mono green deck, really. A lot of green. All right.
Dag blighted.
See if this deck will do anything or not. All right. What's up, Kryptonite? Did you see the spoilers? I went over them. They're like, meh. So far, they're meh. Okay, what do you think about them? What's up, D. Lawson? Jeez. They probably got a kill as well. We'll let them have it. Well, shoot. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Draw. Come on. Yeah, that's a great card. I like this card here. Ah! Dag blaggit. Oh, we do have a blocker. When I was a kid, I couldn't say aluminum. I'll call it boom. Dang, blaggit. I used to call aluminum a bloom. It was just one word I could not say when I was a kid. Well, I can only block with one. Yep. Well, shoot. Brrr. That kind of made it rough. So they don't use that treasure. We're going to steal it. And get rid of it. Well, yeah, we draw a land. So much for that. Just one of the planeswalkers was good. I'll look at them again before we end the stream. And the Abigail card wasn't too bad. Yeah, I think it was Ral. Can we get a green land? Dang, lag it. Probably should have put Llanowar Elves down instead. Need a green. Put this in here in case we go up against an artifact deck, but we're not going against the artifact any artifact decks. Everything but artifacts. Dag Blaggett. Well, we drew a green land finally. They probably got a kill spell, I would say. You sorry son of a gun, you. Still got you. All right, awesome. I don't know if I still got the spoilers on the Discord or not. No. Yeah, I agree. Mutual Man is such a great card. It is. It's a good card. I need a drink. Yeah, it's too late in the afternoon to drink coffee. Dang, blag it. No blocks. I'll let you surveil. Dang it. I have to block this one. Oh. Well. Jeez. Well, we're dead. Tch. Land. Mm-hmm. Three, four, five. That's game. All right, I'll be back in just 1 second, folks. Alrighty, I'm back. It is one hot day today. Yeah, I like Mikey. He enables you to get 1-1 counters. That's why I like him. Ah, there goes our bedroom mode, probably. Nope, nothing. Ops. They know everything we got in our hand but one. There goes our Michelangelo. Dang, leg it. Maybe we're getting lands. They ain't gonna block. Man, got my dang on Michelangelo. Are you on the attack opponent? Stock up. We get us another Michelangelo and give it haste. I think we just go ahead and play them. Just get them out of our hand. They probably got a board wipe. No? Manual taps, though. Oh well. So you tapped me. I got you one more turn. You could have let me attack the opponent, dang blaggit. Man, if I could have attacked, I would have my daily done. I don't think Mythic Spoilers has Mythic Spoilers, the site I usually go to look at the spoilers. Don't have the spoilers. Hmm. Let's see if they want to trade or not. Nope. Two. That's fine. Southwind Avatar. Do you want to trade or not? Do not. Overlord. What's up, Tortoise? Okay, I think we'll play this. Got that. Five, six, seven. Do five. Ooh. Got a discard. Two cards. This is enchantments. This. This. Will not work. Oh. They might have us. Yep, they got us. Infinite combo. No, Tortoise, we sure don't. Well, shoot. Well, we did get our daily done, though, at least. Well, shoot. Dag blag it. Oh, we leveled up too. Dag blag it. Go ahead and spend our little orbs there. Got 20 days to get this done. Yeah, we'll get it done. Got one orb. Let's get the Cranium Shredder. Walk in the dark. We'll get April when we get to 49. All right. No commander game details yet. That is tonight, around 7 o'clock. If it don't fire off, then I'm just going to do a chat and chill. All right. This game will not give me an artifact deck to go up against. Yeah, I rounded up $1 and sent the wife to the store to get me something to drink. Well, we don't have any green till turn 2. Don't want to attack just yet. We're just building our board state up. Got collector. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeez. Of course. So much for your food there. They had us on the track back anyway. All right. Hopefully we'll draw a red. Naval Passage. Looks like we're going up against the elementals. If they pull a red out. No, another white. Cedius Roots. Graveyard deck. And they scoop. All right, y'all want to go over the spoilers again? Let's see if I still have them pulled up on my computer. I do not. All right, let's go over spoilers again. This is the only site that I've seen the new cards. And I don't think you could refresh this to see if there's any more pops up or not. But we're going to try that like that and see. I know nothing about this site. There's the chase card, serialized card. So we got serialized come back. We got Library of League. For 1 mana, you have no maximum hand size. If an effect causes you to discard a card, discard it, but you may put it on top of your library instead of into your graveyard. Pretty good against discard decks. So that's pretty good. For a commander, though, and Cody Vortex Codex is coming back, but it's going to be a special guest. We got Diary of Dreams for 2 mana. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a page counter on this artifact, pay 5, draw a card, its ability costs 1 less. To activate for each page counter on this artifact. So, the more instant and sorceries you cast, the cheaper this gets. Then Dawning Arch Attic, or something like that. 10 mana, 7/7. But it costs 1 less to cast for each instant and sorceries in your graveyard. Does have reach, and when it attacks, you may cast a target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell will be put back into your graveyard, exile it instead. But these be pretty. Some of these are pretty good in Commander, but Standard, I don't really think so. But I might get better. Then we got Magus of the Library, special guest. Tap it for 1 colorless, or tap it, draw a card. Actually, only if you have exactly 7 cards in hand. Then here's a standard card. Lamarit's Favor, 2 mana, instant with infusion. When you cast this spell, copy it. If you gain life this turn, you may choose new targets for the copy. Target creature gets +2/+4 until end of turn. Play Cornucopia with this, and you'll get to cast 2 of these. Dual Master Mage for Commander, special guest, 3 mana, 2/2 with flash. When this creature enters, copy target instant sorcerer spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Not bad. Then we got Grim Horus-Tex with Morph, special guest. So, Commander. Whenever another 9-token creature you control dies, draw a card. Not bad. Mermaid Mystic for 4 mana, Commander, or Historic. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 bird with flying. Archmaid Imperatrice, 4 mana, 2/2, Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. Being Historic or Commander. Archomancer, 4 mana, 1/2, Human Wizard. When this creature enters, return target instant sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Historic or Commander, not bad. Graduation Day has Repartee, 1 mana, 1 white. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. I do like this. Bad. Then we got Steadiest First Year, 1 green mana. This creature enters prepared, so you go ahead and cast the Rampant Growth for 2. So if you have 3 mana on the battlefield, you can play this. Then you can pay the Rampant Growth. Then it becomes unprepared. You search your library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Then after you cast Rampant Growth, it becomes unprepared. So I do not know how you will prepare it again. Then we got some Mystical Archive cards, which is going to be pretty good. Duty Beyond Death, 2 mana, 1 and a white. As additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Not bad. Then we got Deduce, 1 in a blue, draw a card, investigates. Not bad. Withering Curse, 3 mana, 1 and 3 black. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. But if you gain life this turn, destroy all creatures instead. Not bad. Pseudo board wipe. We got Berta, Wise, Extra Repopulator, 2 and Simic. So 2 and 2, a green and a blue, 1/4 increments. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than the creature's power or toughness, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Not bad. Then whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on Berta, add 1 mana of any color. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then pay X, tap it, create a green 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, and put X 1/1 counters on it. Whatever you pay into the X is how many counters you put on it. Not bad. Then we got Dual Tactics. For 1 red sorcery, Dual Tactics deals 1 damage to target creature. It can't block this turn. Has flashback for 2. 1 in a red. It's not terrible, but it really don't do nothing, because most of your creatures are going to be over 1. Now, you can destroy something like a little mana dork with it, like Llanowar Elves, for example. But that's about it. Then we got Sky Coach Waypoint. For 3 mana, target creature becomes prepared. So with this land here, you'd want to play it with something like the Studious First Year, because I don't see how to prepare this back. But this will prepare it for 3 mana. And then after you prepare it, you'll be able to use the Rampant Growth sorcery again. So it's not terrible. Then we got Tam, Observant Synquisher. For 4 mana, 2, a green and a blue. Gorgon Wizard. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Tam becomes prepared. Nice. 4, 5, 6. So if you have 6 mana, you can play this Tam and pay 2 to draw a card and gain 1 life. Then every time you play a land, you'll be able to pay 2 to draw a card and gain a life. Every time a land enters, this creature becomes prepared. That's pretty strong. That's pretty good card advantage there. Then we got Sonar, Unfinished Genius. For blue and red, 0/4. Enters prepared, so you can pay 5 to cast Wild Idea, to search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Ooh, that's a lot of mana for that. You can tap it to create a treasure token. Activate only if you've cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. So you have to cast an instant or sorcery just to get a treasure. That, to me, is kind of slow. We've got Luwin, Exchange Student, for 4 mana with Pest Friend. Enters prepared. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 mana. You get 3/4, and you can use that extra mana to get a 1/1. That when that token attacks, you gain a life. But this is prepared. An exile creature card from your graveyard. Luwin becomes prepared. Actually, only has a sorcery. So yeah, this second time. Sometimes I go over these spoilers twice. Anyway, Luwin, exile a creature just to prepare it. So you want creatures in your graveyard to exile. And then you get to create a 1/1 that gains your life when it attacks. Yeah, it's okay. How you doing? Actually, a Terminator. Then we got Coral History Buff for Boros, a red and a white. Comes in with Pack a Punch. And whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, Coral becomes prepared. So it does not come prepared. It's unprepared when it enters the battlefield. So to prepare it, you have to have something to leave your graveyard. And then the Pack a Punch, once it's prepared, you can play the Pack a Punch. Mill a card, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. It gains trample until end of turn. This is kind of slow because it is not prepared, and I do not see how red and white has anything to leave the graveyard. Then we get Abigail, Poet, Brunettes, 3 mana, 1 white black. Comes in with a heroic Stanta ability, spell. Anyway, whenever you cast a creature spell, Abigail becomes prepared. Not bad. That's pretty easy to do, because you're always going to be casting creatures. Then for 2 mana, you get to play Heroic Stanza. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. Abigail's pretty good, I think. Now, if you get the mana, you can cast Heroic Stanza as many times as you want. So let's say you get this down on turn 3. And let's say it's turn 6. All right. So you get this down turn 3, 4, 5. It's going to be turn 5 before you can use this. Now, you play this on 3. Then turn 5, you play a creature, you pay the 2, put a 1/1 counter on it. But if you can put multiple creatures down and you have the 2 mana to pay into this, all your creatures will come in with a 1/1 counter on it. More I think about it, more it's okay. Sylvan Library's getting a reprint. It's going to be a special guest. So it'll be in Historic or it'll be in Commander. Because it is a special guest. These are not going to be standard legal. But man, am I glad to see Vampiric Tutor getting a reprint. I definitely got to get one of these. That's right now, this card is so expensive. Man. Mystical Archives, what these are. I'm not going to read those because they're not going to be standard. We got Wisdom of Ages. 7 mana, sorcery. Return all instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. An exile Wisdom of Ages. Whew, that's 7 mana. You better hope you're alive at turn 7. I'm just saying. Then we got Ugangelo Destorian for 3 mana with Replenish attached to it. All right. It's a 2/3 for 3 mana with Vigilance. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, this creature becomes prepared. So it cannot be prepared unless you attack with 3 creatures or 2 creatures. Then you'll be able to cast Replenish for 4 mana to return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's not bad, actually. That's pretty good. Pretty good. But this card right here, it's not standard. I just looked at the symbol. It's not standard. It's going to be in one of the commander decks. It's a pretty good card, though, but it's going to be in commander. The way I can tell is the symbol. All right, you see the symbol on Wisdom of Ages. You see the symbol on Elganjo. Different symbols. That means this is going to be commander. This is going to be standard. Then we got our first Planeswalker. 2 black and a green. Professor Dylan Fell, which is a standard Planeswalker. +2, you gain 3 life. 0 ability, you draw a card, lose a life. -3, destroy target creature. -6, you get an emblem with whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. And it comes in as 5 loyalty. So you can use this very next turn. You can do the -6 and get that emblem. Not bad at all. I like being able to get my ultimate off of a Planeswalker ASAP. And with this, you will be able to on the very next turn, which is awesome. They got Pensive Professor, 3 mana 0/2 with increments. With increment is whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, you get to put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on this creature, draw a card. I'd run Innkeeper's Talent with this card with Pensive Professor, because then if you put a 1/1 counter on it with Innkeeper's Talent, you'll get to draw a card. Not terrible. It's good card advantage. We got Cuboid Colony for a green and a blue with flash, flying, and trample. 1/1 with increment. So whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Which ain't too bad. If you cast Pensive Professor or Cuboid Colony first, then you play Innkeeper's Talents. These two creatures here will get a +1 counter automatically. Then once they get a 1/1 counter, Innkeeper's Talent will put another 1/1 counter on it. Not bad. Whoa. We got Hardened Academic with flying, haste. Discard a card. This creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Molten Notes. With Molten Notes, X, red, whites. So you pay mana into the X to deal damage to target creature. The amount of damage sent to cast this spell, untap all creatures you control. So the more you pay into X, the more damage you'll do to a creature. Then you get to untap all your creatures. Not bad. Then we got Old Growth Educator. Treefolk Druid 4/4 with Vigilance and Reach. With Infusion. When this creature enters, put 2 1/1 counters on it if you gain life this turn. So if you gain life when you play this, it'll be a 6/6. Not bad. So a chance to get a 6/6 for 4 mana. We got Expedition, Tidecaller. The Djinn Wizard with Opus. For 1 blue mana. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 3 cards. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, that player mills 10 cards instead. So we'll get us another mill card coming. Awesome. Then we got Conchulite's Duelist for 4 mana, 2 white and 2 black, 4/3. When this creature enters, draw a card. Each player loses 1 life. Each player loses 1 life. Then, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, exile up to 1 target creature, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. When this creature enters, draw a card. Each player loses 1 life. So if you have life gain, this ain't so bad. They got Improvision Capstone. 7 mana. Lesson. So we're getting more lessons. Exile cards to the top of your library until you exile cards with total mana value of 4 or greater. You may cast any of those spells from among them without paying their mana cost. Hey. Then it has Paradigram. Then exile this spell after your first resolve. A spell with this name. You may cast a copy from exile without paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of your first main phases. So you cast this once
So you cast this once, it's capstone once. Then after you cast it, if it if it doesn't get countered or nothing, then you'll get to cast it at every um at the beginning of your first main phase. So after your first main phase, of each of your turns, you'll get to recast this for free. That's pretty good. But it does cost 7 mana. Hope you're alive by turn 7. Or unless you can ramp into it. I see green being played with this card. Because green is pretty good at ramping. Then we got Bioflex Tombkeeper for 4 mana, 3/4. When this creature enters, choose up to 1. So you gotta choose 1. Target creature becomes prepared, or target creature becomes unprepared. Not bad. We got Joined Researchers, 2 mana, 1 and a white with first strike, 2/2. Beginning of each end step, if an opponent has more cards in hand than you, this creature becomes prepared. So your opponent has to have more cards in hand than you in order for this to be prepared. And it only gets prepared at your end step. Now for 3 mana, you and target opponent each draws 3 cards. So I don't like for my opponent to draw. I'd rather be the one drawing instead of my opponent. This card is not for me. Then we got Grave Researcher for 3 mana, 3/3. Troll Warlock. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. Then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. So you have to put 3 creature cards in your graveyard in order for this to be in order to be able to use it. Then once you get your creature cards in your graveyard, you can cast Reanimates for 1 black mana. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. So it's Reanimate attached to a creature. Not terrible. Then we got 3 more cards that's going to be in standard. Landscape Painter, Stress Dream, and Procrastinate. Alright, Landscape Painter for 2 mana, 2/1. This creature enters prepared. Okay, so when it enters, you can cast a sorcery side because it's prepared. For 5 mana, draw 2 cards. 2 cards for 5 mana? Jeez. That is tough. That sorcery is expensive. We got Stress Dream for 3, 4, 5 instant. Deals 5 damage up to 1 target creature. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. Not bad. Not bad at all. And Procrastinate for X and a blue. So pay whatever you want into that X in 1 blue. Tap target creature and put twice X stun counters on it. So however amount you want to pay into this X is how many stun counters are going to be put on your opponent's creature. Pretty good sorcery. I'm streaming on Twitch? I didn't know I was streaming on Twitch. Huh. Didn't know I had a Twitch. Wow. Interesting. Did not know it. Now you got me wanting to look. You go. That's what it's saying on Discord. Huh. See if you can find that Twitch channel there. I'm just curious. Tortoise, if you don't mind. I did not know I was streaming on Twitch. Huh. I can't find it if I am. Huh. That's unusual. That's weird. This has me confused. Huh. I don't know why Discord is saying I'm streaming on Twitch. I've never set up the Twitch account to stream. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, Procrastinate's a pretty good card, I think. We got spirit, then we got mascots for each of the schools. Okay. Let me look at this screenshot real quick, folks. Huh. Wow. I see. I don't have Twitch set up for streaming. Weird. Anyway, back to the spoilers. We got mascots for each school. We got spirit mascot, past mascot, inkling mascot. All right, with the spirit mascot, it enters whenever one or more cards leave their graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on it. So every time a card leaves their graveyard, it gets a counter. Past mascot, it's a 2/3 with trample. When you gain life, it's a 1/1 counter. Okay, and then Inkling mascot has repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery that targets a creature, this creature gains flying until end of turn, and you get to surveil 1. Huh. Then we got Ral. For 3 mana, Ral Zarek Guest Lecture. 3 mana, 3 loyalty. All right. It'll be a little bit before you get to the alt. because he goes up by 1. 3, because he comes in with 3 loyalty. Meanwhile, +1, surveil 2, -1, -2, and -7. So he only has 1 ability that can grow him, which he will surveil 2, which is pretty good. -1, any number of target players each discards a card. -2, turn target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then -7, flip 5 coins. Target opponent skips their next X turns, where X is the number of coins that came up heads. That's not bad, but let's see, that costs 7. You only got 3. Whoa! Took off on me there. Dag-blag-it. There we are. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to have 4 turns before you can get dissolved. But as all it is, flip 5 coins, target player skips their next X turns, where X is the number of coins that came up heads. That's pretty good. So every time you go connect to me on Twitch, it brings you here. Huh. That's weird. We got Quandrix the Proof. 6 mana, 6/6, 4 green and a blue with flying and trample, and it also has Cascade. Instant and sorcery spells you cast from your hand have Cascade. From your hand. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then we got Prismari the Inspiration. 7 mana, 7/7. With flying and ward, pay 5 life. Ooh, what a ward cost. And it gives all your instants and sorcery spells you cast have Storm. Hey, Growing in Grace. Going over new cards that we're getting for the next set. It's coming out next month. Next, we're getting Silver Quill the Disputed. 4 mana, 2 white and black, 4/4, legendary creature Elder Dragon with flying and vigilant. And each instant or sorcery spell you cast has casualty 1, which means you can sacrifice one of your creatures, and that's power 1 or greater. If you do, copy the spell. May choose new targets for the copy. Not bad. Not a bad card. All right, Tortoise. And then we're getting some more lands. So these lands are reprinted. Sundown Pass. These lands, they come in tapped unless they are your third land. If they're your third land, then they will come in untapped. I'm a big fan. These lands are pretty good. Then we got Together as One for 6 mana. Target player draws X cards. Together as One deals X damage to any target. You gain X life, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast this spell. Not bad. Banishing Betrayal. For 2 mana, 1 in a blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand and surveil 1. Not bad. Heated Argument. 5 mana. 4 and a red. Heated Argument deals 6 damage to target creature. You may exile a card from your graveyard. If you do, Heated Argument also deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. 5 mana. I think there's something better than this. Then we got Oracle's Restoration. For 1 green mana sorcery, target creature you control gets +1/+1 to end a turn. You draw a card and gain a life. Draw a card, gain a life, and put a +1/+1 on a creature to end a turn. Not bad. And then we're getting charms. I'm not going to go over these leaked cards because, I know they're cards, but, they're leaked. I don't care too much about the leaked cards, to be honest. Anyway, getting Prismari, Witherbloom, Quandrix. They're all, every one of the colleges on this set is getting their own charms. It's not bad. I'm getting Shattered Acolytes, Lifelink, 2/2. Pay 1, sacrifice creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Not bad. Pull from the grave. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. You gain 2 life. Not bad. Color Storm Stallion for 3 mana, 1 red, 1 blue red, 3/3, ward 1, and haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, this creature gets +1/+1 to end a turn. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, create a token as a copy of this creature. Not bad. Molten Core Maestro for 2 mana with Menace 2/2. With Opus ability, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, add an amount of red equal to this creature's power. Not bad. Not bad at all. Empress of Adultation, 5 mana with Ancestral Recall attached to it. This creature has flying, ward 2. This creature enters prepared. So that means you can go ahead and cast the Ancestral Recall if you have the mana for it. When it attacks, you may exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do, this creature becomes prepared again. Not terrible, but it's a 5/5 for 5 mana. Better in way standard is now. It's a little fast, and I don't think this will see much play. Could be wrong, though. I hope I am. We got Arch Agony, 5 mana with Converge. Deals X damage to target creature, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast this spell. Then exile cards to the top of your library equal to the excess damage dealt to that creature this way. You may play those cards at the end of your next turn. For 5 mana. Wow. So, we got Arcane Omens for 5 mana. We Converge. Target player discards X cards, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast this spell. Then it looks like we got just leaked cards. Well, here's one. Grapple with Death. Destroy target artifact or creature, you gain a life. For 3 mana. Not bad. That's a pretty good sorcery there. Bogwater Lumerets, 2 mana. This creature, whenever this creature or another creature you control enters, you gain a life. Not bad. Pretty good card. Don't usually see this on black and green.
Dag blaggit.
This card here, I'll never understand it because I don't do math. Math is for blockers. They're getting Lorehold the Historian, which is a Lorehold College dragon, because all the schools have dragons. As flying and haste, and each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2. You may cast a card for its Miracle cost when you draw it, if it's the first card you draw this turn. Then at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. And that is the sets. All right, I just seen another one drop. Aldrex, the Nev, Twin Casters, 4 mana, War 2, Merfolk Wizard. If one or more tokens will be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Special guest, though. It's not a standard card. All right, that is it. All right, folks. We're going to go ahead and jump on off of here. But do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button. Very much appreciated. And I will see everybody tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Y'all have a good day. Later, everybody. Y'all have a good one.